sponsors.
At Statewide Insurance Group, we work with every client as an individual case. We try to find what's going to work for you and your needs.
We really do all the research. I like to say we do the nitty-gritty so you don't have to, so we can accommodate everything you need from start to finish.
At Statewide, we want to find the fit that works for you. You need to give us a call. We can do a life review, health insurance, and all of the above. And we're located at 880 Country Club Road, Radian in Rocky Mount. And telephone number is 252-316-8166. We look forward to hearing from you.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Hello, Rocky Mount, and welcome to another edition of Senior Living Today. Hope you're having a good one, and we're going to get right into it here. I'm Cheryl Braswell, and this is Devin Boulding with me here today with Statewide Insurance Group, and we want to talk about some of the changes that are coming for 2023 for Social Security, and 7 in particular topics that you need to be aware of. But before we get into it, Devin, if you could tell us who our sponsors are.
Yes, our sponsors are Wires Inc., Brian West and his team. They can soup up your car, make it sound better, look prettier, tint the windows on your house if need be.
That's right.
They have a lot of capabilities, so make sure to give them a call or reach out to them. Ward Specialty Pharmacy, Patrick Ignacio, they specialize in compounding prescriptions and drugs, and that can range from you to your house to your pets. They really have a wide range that they also offer. And then the real estate market is something that's always jumping, changing, maneuvering, and you need somebody that you can trust that can help you with that. And Brett Hill and his team at First Class Real Estate or Realty here in Rocky Mount are Triangle East, and they are one of the best in my opinion. They just have great customer service. They really go the extra mile for their clients. So if you're looking to sell or buy, definitely reach out to them. They're great.
All right, so let's get in here. We want to talk about changes to Social Security for the 2023. And a little background for you, there are 66 million people in the United States today who are receiving Social Security benefits.
So just a few.
Just a handful. And this year, the big news for Social Security was that we had a cost of living adjustment that was 8.7%. Now, you need to understand one thing. Nobody was responsible for us getting this increase. Nobody who was the president or the vice president or the secretary of state was responsible for that. It's a formula. It's an automatic thing that happens. And unfortunately, our cost of living has skyrocketed here in the United States in the last couple of years. The inflation has gone nuts, and that's what drives this cost of living adjustment.
Right.
So you're getting back a little bit of the money that you've had to spend over the past year.
So what does that look like monthly for someone?
The average check has been around $1,800 a month, and this formula adjustment has added $150. So your original check was about $1,600 and change, and so this now makes it $1,827 a month is your average check here in the United States.
Now, with that, what type of other increases as far as dealing with the check, how does that look across the span?
Okay. There is a maximum amount that you can make on a Social Security check. And that number now for 2023 is going to be $3,627 a month. And that's up 8.7% from what it was last year.
So how does someone qualify for that type of maximum check?
and y'all bear with me. I've got something in my throat, a frog or something's in
We've
there.
gotta get you some water.
and we'll get through it though. So how do we qualify to get this maximum payout amount? One is, you start your withdrawal at your full retirement age, and for most people, that's going to be somewhere between 66 and 67 years old. Right now. You have to have a 35-year work history. And then last but not least, each year that you were working during that 35-year period of time, you had to max out or pay the maximum into your Social Security and Medicare accounts during that period of time.
Now, with this, are there any type of increases to the amount that you are having to pay in? Does that vary
Yeah.
in the increase?
Yep. It plays into it. There's been an increase in the amount of income that's subject to Social Security tax. So right now, when you look at your paycheck and you wonder who that FICA dude is, that's 6.2% payroll tax that's paid into Social Security.
And you're paying your percentage to Medicare as well.
Yes, 1.45% goes to Medicare. Now, if you and your employer matches those numbers, okay? Now, if you're a self-employed person, guess what? You get to pay both sides of that yourself.
Lucky people.
Yeah, lucky people. That's it. That's the penalty for being self-employed. Now, in 22, the maximum amount of income that was subject to Social Security taxing was $147,000 a year. For 23, that number's been raised. It's now $160,200. So that's a difference of about $13,200. And that adds to your tax bill.
It does.
About $1,640 is going to be added to your tax bill for the year.
So, to qualify and have eligibility to draw on Social Security, what are some of the requirements for that?
Okay. You got to be a U.S. citizen. I don't know if you have to show an ID card for that or not now. Not sure. For another day.
Right.
You have to be a U.S. citizen or a legal resident for at least 5 years to be able to qualify to get into the Social Security and Medicare system. Now, the basics, you've got to have 40 quarters, which is roughly 10 years work history, to start getting a benefit. For 2023, to get a quarter credit, you've got to have earned income of $1,640 or more.
Right.
And that'll get you 1 quarter's credit. Now, to get a full quarters of credit, you got to have $6,560 worth of income
Right.
to get that.
Now, in talking about this and how to be eligible for it, how does that 40 quarters, how does that translate to that maximum benefit with the 35-year working record?
Obviously, 40 quarters is the minimum.
Right.
Yeah, that's going to be the minimum number of work history that you have to have. Let's see, 35 years would be what? Good grief.
That's the math for you.
140?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
quarters? Somewhere in that neighborhood, about 140 quarters of work time in there. So you got to be a diligent little person working for a long period of time and making very good income during that period of time.
So, with this, how does this apply to our Medicare recipients?
Okay. This change really applies strictly to Medicare recipients, and it's about what's called an IRMA, which is an income-related monthly adjustment, okay, monthly amount adjustment. So for Medicare A and B, your primary parts of Medicare, you do not pay a premium for that when you're turning 65 or going on Medicare, because you have already paid for it. Your work history,
That's that part
that
there.
Medicare tax,
Yep.
that's paying the premium for your Medicare Part A. Now, there are some people, depending on your income level, that do have to pay a tax or a premium even for Part A. Now, Part B is currently the premium for that everybody pays that's on Medicare is $164.90 a month. And what will happen is they look at your income for 2021 to determine what your adjusted amount may be for
Right.
this year. So if you were a single person and you made $97,000 a year or less, you're going to pay the $164.90 a month. If you're a couple, your limit is $194,000 or less, and you would each pay the $164.90. And so that has increased. Those numbers, the 97,000 has increased. It was 91,000. And then also an increase for the amount that a couple would be responsible for.
Yeah, 'cause
That was
previously it was
182.
182.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those numbers have gone up. And here's what you need to remember. If your income is higher than those numbers we just talked about, then you would pay an additional income-related monthly adjusted amount. There you go. That's what all that letter stands for. Income-related monthly adjusted amount. And you can, when they're going back 2 years to look at your income. We've had this situation where we've had clients who sold a piece of property,
Right.
or they inherited property, they inherited money, something that would drive their income up for that year. And they had to pay a higher premium for that year, or we've had this happen 3 times that I'm aware of, where someone got a notice that they were being charged this IRMA amount, and they were like, why am I being charged for this? And we were able to track it down. The mistake had been made, and they were not supposed to be charged for this. And you can appeal that number. If they come back and say, you got to pay this additional amount, you can appeal it.
Right.
And we've helped people work through that situation and be able to stop that increase from happening.
Right. And I'll just put a plug in there really for statewide. That's why you want somebody that is connected to the Medicare
Yeah.
world and understands this terminology. And when you receive these papers, or if you get an increase in something that doesn't look right, having a statewide member or a Medicare expert to be able to research that, contact those people, and get you answers, and maybe get it alleviated and taken away if it wasn't something that you were supposed to be charged with anyways. If nothing else, we can provide better understanding.
Yeah. And even now, right now, I'm working with several people who have been on Medicare for years. Been on, if these individuals happen to be on Medicare supplement plans with separate prescription drug plans. And they were notified this year that they were going to be charged a penalty for their prescription drug plan because they said you've had a lapse in coverage in the past. Well, we know for these folks that it's not true.
Right.
But unfortunately, you have to jump through a few hoops,
Yes.
make a lot of phone calls, listen to a lot of music playing in the background while you're waiting for somebody to come on the phone. I was working on one of them this morning, and I literally was on the phone, on hold for 37 minutes, and then find out that the person I need to talk to is not there today. So call back, love you, mean it, and we'll be back to you. So we've learned how to do those things and help people so they do not get charged these extra penalties, because if you're charged a prescription penalty, that's for life.
That's for life. That's
That's
what I was
for
about
life.
to say. That stays with
That
it.
stays with you, if you don't get that corrected. So we've learned how to do that and can help you with that. We've also helped people doing the income-related adjustments. We've learned how to do that also, so we can help you there.
So how does this play out, and then from here, what does it do with the premium for their Part B and D premium? How does that affect that?
Yeah, that IRMA, that income-related monthly adjusted amount, that increases, that's the increase that would be tagged on to your Medicare Part B premium, instead of you paying $164.90, depending on your income level, it can be an additional $75 a month, up to an additional $500 a month.
Wow, that's a big
Yeah,
jump.
yeah.
That is a big jump.
Now think about that, because I had an individual, it's been about 4 years ago, and they were 67 or 8, and they walk into the office. They were a client. They walk into the office and say, "Hey, look at this," and they had a letter from Social Security saying that you were going to be charged an additional $417 a month for their Medicare Part B premium. And why is this happening? And that, unbeknownst to them, and of course they had not said anything to me about it, 2 years prior they had sold a piece of property, and so they had a pretty good chunk of change. Their income
That income
on that
increase.
tax return looked much bigger.
Right.
So they were charged this extra money. And think about this now: if they were 68 years old and they were going to be charged an additional $400 a month,
That's a big number.
and think about that lasted for 20 years.
Yes.
So
That's why you need somebody like Statewide on your team. But we're actually going to head to a quick break.
Yep.
Time is flying, and we'll come back and finish this discussion. And so grab you a snack, come back. We'll be waiting.
Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Statewide Insurers Group gave us choices in our Medicare coverage. Check out their options to answer your insurance needs. The choice is yours.
at Statewide Insurance Group, we work with every client as an individual case. We try to find what's going to work for you and your needs.
We really do all the research. I like to say we do the nitty gritty so you don't have to. So we can accommodate everything you need from start to finish.
At Statewide, we want to find the fit that works for you. You need to give us a call. We can do a life review, health insurance, and all of the above. And we're located at 880 Country Club Road, right here in Rocky Mount. And telephone number is 252-316-8166. We look forward to hearing from you.
Welcome back, folks. The fastest 30 minutes in TV. Here we go again. Let's talk a little bit about the changes that have come to Social Security disability benefits. Okay.
So how many people are currently on average receiving disability benefits?
Right now, 9 million people are receiving this. So again, a handful.
Yeah, just a few.
Just a few.
A few.
And the average check for 2023 is going to be $1,500 a month. Is about what your average check is going to be. And of course, now this, you can make additional income even though you're on Social Security disability.
Right.
You have some choices there, and the ability to keep your disability check. And you got two categories in the disability world. One is, a disabled worker who is blind, or a disabled worker who is not blind. A non-blind person can earn an additional, in addition to their $1,500 a month check from disability, they can earn an additional $1,470 a month. And again, remember folks, this is earned income. This is money that you're being paid for something you're doing today.
Right.
This is not if you had investment income. That's not earned income. If you're a blind worker, you have actually a higher limit that you can earn. You can get $2,460 a month in addition to your regular disability check.
Right.
If you get above that, then you start to lose that benefit.
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
You got to be careful.
You do.
Because we talk with people who, you know, they're debating if they're on certain, you know, types of disability and how that will play into Medicare, and we really have to ask a lot of questions to make sure that we're not going to, if you're just on, you know, disability for a short time frame, it can affect the type of plans that you best qualify for.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of questions that go into that when it plays in with Medicare as well, but you really need to be careful with your benefits, read the fine print, know what you're working with. Now, how does all of this play in with early filers?
This is a animal unto itself, and we may actually do another program on this particular situation because it's kind of
Convoluted.
convoluted. It is. I'm going to give you an example of a person who was born in July of 1958, and your full retirement age right now is 66. That individuals would be age 66 plus 8 months.
Always got to make it fun.
Got to make it fun. You know, this is your federal government at play. So this means obviously in July of 2024, this individual would be age 66,
Correct.
but we've got to add 8 months to that. So that's going to be August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So on March the 1st of 2025, they would be considered having reached their full retirement age. And so now, what happens if that person comes and decides to be an early filer? What does that mean? It means that from age 62, you're eligible for disability or Social Security benefits. And this is how you would affect those benefits if you were, you know, earning additional income. All right, so from age 62 in this example through December of 24, if I was drawing Social Security check during that period of time, then I can make an additional $21,240 a year in addition to my Social Security check.
Of earned income.
Of earned income, no harm, no foul, no loss of Social Security benefits in doing that. Now this is where it gets exciting. If you make above that $21,240, for every $2 that you earn over that number, then you will lose $1 of Social Security benefits. So I think we're going to be correct on this. Let's say that you made an additional $500 a month above the $21,240. So $500 divided by 2 is going to be $250, right?
Right.
So they would subtract $250 from your Social Security benefit
Yes.
each month that you did that. Now, this is where, again, it gets even a little more convoluted. January of 25, we talked about this person would be,
Maybe working on that 8 months.
Yeah, the 8
time
months.
frame.
So January of 25 and February of 25, they can now earn $56.
No.
$56,520 and still keep their Social Security benefit. Okay? Now, for every $3 that you earn over the $56,520, they're going to subtract $1. So it's not quite as high of a percentage of your income
Right.
that you would be subject to being taxed on, or losing benefit. Taxes, losing benefits, it's all the same. So that's how this would affect your benefits. Now, once you hit that full retirement age number, whatever it is for you, then there is no limit on the income that you can earn. So you can be getting your Social Security check. You can go out here and make $82 million a year.
Perfect.
And
I think
everything's
that's what
wonderful.
everybody has planned for that.
That's what we all are working towards.
Perfect. Awesome.
So anyway, but that, folks, that's in the super quick nutshell of the 7 things you need to know for 2023 and your Social Security benefits.
Yes. So, like we said, this is going to get very confusing. You know, like we said, it'd be a little bit here, a little bit there. It changes the whole situation. So, you definitely want to have a specialist on your side that can help you kind of explain and walk through these scenarios and understand this terminology and anything that you're going to receive. I'm not saying you're not capable of understanding it, because you definitely are, but it just helps to have another person on your team and someone who has access to
Yeah.
other people that they can get up with. They can maybe help you out. So like we said, this is just very short, to the point, covering a topic that we've gotten some questions about.
Yeah.
We'll be back again. I think we break for, I want to say it's 2 weeks.
I think
and
it
then we
is.
come back
Yeah.
in February, and we've already got some guests lined up. So be sure to tune back in I was about to say next week, after I just told you.
The first.
Yes, the first week
Tuesday.
in February. We will be back. So tune in. We look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for being here. Have a good one.
See you later.
Senior Living Today, brought to you by these fine sponsors: Wires Inc., First Class Realty, Triangle East, and Ward Specialty Pharmacy.
Statewide Insurers Group gave us choices in our Medicare coverage. Check out their options to answer your insurance needs. The choice is yours.
At Statewide Insurance Group, we work with every client as an individual case. We try to find what's going to work for you and your needs.
We really do all the research. I like to say we do the nitty-gritty so you don't have to. So we can accommodate everything you need from start to finish.
At Statewide, we want to find the fit that works for you. You need to give us a call. We can do a life review, health insurance, and all of the above. And we're located at 880 Country Club Road, right here in Rocky Mount. And telephone number is 252-316-8166. We look forward to hearing from you.